So when I so when I last left you, we were working on that landing page. So we were going over heading styles. So it looks like this is bolded here, but we've got a heading style. And if you ever want to kind of see where you're going with the page while you're working on it, always have another tab open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this new page. And it's obviously not done, but we can see what we're working on. So I'm going to come here and then just hit the refresh button. And when you do that, you'll see I've got college here. Well, in some of the copy I did, there's some errors. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're just going to go back and fix them. But part of that is just to show you that you're not going to break anything here. If something's not perfect, you can go back and fix it. So now that I look at this, I see college. Obviously I meant to do College Park. So where was that? That was the anchor text. So if I come in here, College Park, save the page, and refresh, there it is here, College Park. If I click this page, I can see what I'm looking at here, and this is the page I started creating. So, again, just in case you didn't see that before, College Park Real Estate, just highlight it, and then you want to do a heading. So in this case, heading 1. I've done a little bit about College Park. And then the next part, and the most important part, is I'm going to drop down a line, and this is where I want that great data where it shows the homes. And to do that, you go to Manage Snippets and Add New IDX Snippet. So if you're in Windows, you're going to have a track wheel in the middle. And a really cool trick is if you click on any of these links anywhere with that track wheel button in the middle, it'll open it up in a new tab. And that's exactly what we want to do. And if you don't want to do it that way, you can right click it and say open a new tab. And then see how it's just opening right here. So either way you want to do it, you just got to get it open. So I'm going to right click, new tab. It's going to open up here. And this is the interface for creating those great search snippets. So I'm going to say College Park Real Estate. And I recommend always doing lowercase. Don't mix the case. Because if you typed it like this, then when you reference it, you have to reference it exactly as you see it. So if you keep everything lowercase, and you keep your page names consistent, so if you're going to make a page about Kissimmee, then you would say Kissimmee Real Estate. Or Orlando, then maybe call it Orlando Real Estate. And get into the convention of naming these a certain way, and then you don't even have to think about which snippets you'll be referencing when you want to show homes. So, College Park, this will limit how many you see. I kind of like 8. That's a nice number. If you look at the brokerage site, almost all the ones I've done are 8. I kind of like highest first. The thumbnails view is great. I usually always pick the thumbnails. Let's see if I have one open. So if you go to Lake Mary, it's one Jen created. This is the thumbnail view. If I click list, this is what list view looks like. It lists them, very similar to our old website. And if you click map, this is really cool on some landing pages. If you really want to get into it, it shows you a map of these listings. And they can go in here and do options like look at schools. They can see the average number of listings and so forth. And it's great for that. But I really recommend the thumbnails. So we'll go back to the tab. Thumbnails, highest to lowest. And then this show price range links. That was that nice area here, where if I only want to look at from 400 to 500, now I'm only looking at properties from 400 to 500. And it helps your searcher kind of narrow down looking through listings, almost like a little listings book. So I always like to add those. You don't have to. So let's go to city, and obviously we're looking for College Park. So If you look in here, you're not going to find College Park because the MLS doesn't define that as like a searchable, city or area. So to get around that, you've got to kind of know some of your zip codes if you want to get into these small areas like a College Park or Thornton Park, or there's so many of those little sub areas. You can do it either by zip code. You can do it by on other ones I've done, was it subdivisions? Like if it's a really small area, you could name all the subdivisions in a given area. And on a lot of the golf course pages I've done, like if you just know all the subdivision names, then you can make a great page about a certain golf course just by listing all the homes that are right around there. So for this one, College Park is 32804, so we've got a snippet now. So College Park real estate, it's going to show 8 from highest to lowest via thumbnails, and it's going to give you price ranges. So if I press create IDX snippet, it's going to go ahead and create it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say anything you add into these fields, like say you wanted to do a page about land, then you can do land. Any way that you would search, you can go ahead and make landing pages via making these snippets, very easily and very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and create. It's going to tell you your IDX snippet has been created. Click here to edit it. So if you did mess up, you can go back and edit it again. And then now here's the hardest part to this. Whenever you are placing an object that you've created, one of these search widgets, or as they refer to it, a snippet, you always have to use the hash sign or the number sign. So shift number 3, and then you have to reference the name that you called it. So in this case, I believe I called it College Park Real Estate, and then you close it with a hash sign. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save the page. I'm going to go to College Park here, and when it loads, look at that. We've got these great homes that we're showing, and it looks like we went in there and took hours to create this beautifully updating page. But we didn't. We did it very quickly, because it's just a great tool that we've given you to go ahead and do this kind of stuff. You've just got to give it a shot. So the next thing I'm going to do is, for a good landing page, this really isn't enough yet to just say, hey, College Park Real Estate, blah, 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 and give like 2 sentences. So here I had more information. Allow access. And now I've got these pages. And if you look here, this is just a regular paragraph style. So I'm going to unbold it, and I'll make this a heading 2. Or subheading, and I'm going to make unbold this. I'm going to make this a heading 2, and then you could even do a nice bulleted list here. So say if there were things you want to list out to do in College Park, or some particular gym or a school, whatever you want to put in here, you can make easily numbered lists, where you could change it to be bullets. You could center it on the page, and it's just like working in Microsoft Word. But I'm going to go ahead and delete these. We're not going to use those. Just a demonstration of how to do that. Looked like this wasn't really picking up the right layer style, or the right heading. So I'm going to try this again. College Park Real Estate. I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to say heading 1. I'm going to save the page. And then now, get these nice thick headings. College Park Homes, more information. And prospective buyers of College Park Real Estate will discover blah blah blah. Great information on College Park. You can add as much or as little as you want. But the other thing is, if somebody looks at this page quickly, this is really bothering me. This is supposed to be a nice big heading. I'll have to look and see why it's doing that. But it's supposed to be nice and big. Actually bigger than these. The The other thing is when somebody's looking at this, if they want to read more information, they just see houses. They might not scroll down all the way. So what I like to do is have another call to action and mention this phrase here again to reiterate that's what they're looking for and to give them an opportunity to go down there very quickly. So to do that, you can say read more about College Park FL real estate, and that in and of itself isn't going to give you a link. So now we've got to talk a little bit about links. So I'm going to save the page. If you don't save what you've done and your window closes or something, it's gone. There's no way of recovering it. So get in the habit of saving these pages as soon as you do them, or you'll lose them. So read more. That's a good phrase to link to this bottom area. So to create a link, you would hit the link button here. Looks like a chain link. Now this is a little bit different than doing other kinds of links when you do what's called an on-page link. If we were linking to another part of the website, like let's say you'd made a page called schools, you could say /schools.php. Whatever the actual location on your site was, if you put it in that little box there, it'll take you to wherever you want to go. Likewise, you could say google.com if you want to link somebody there, or Aura, or wherever you want to link them. If you put it in there and you highlight the data, I'll show you an example. I'll do Google. When you save the page, we'll go back here and refresh. So if you don't refresh, it won't actually show up there. So if I click read more, there we go. It took me right to Google. Now obviously we wouldn't want to choose that. That'd be a horrible link, and we can talk later about how you want to try not to link off-site. You want to keep them focused and engaged on your site. So to edit that, if I press this, it will unlink it. I can highlight it again and do the link button. If you want to, this is a little bit further than I'd really like to go in the videos, but I think it's something that would really help you. So I'm going to just get into it anyways. You do the hash sign, and then whatever you're going to be naming the anchor. So in this case, I'm just going to call it read more. And then I've got to put an anchor down here because I want that link to move you down the page. And without getting technical, I'm just going to say think of it like an anchor. It's pulling you to that area, and I'm going to call this read more. So the anchor name is read more, and this hash sign is saying just find read more and go there, take the browser there. So I'm going to update. All right, save page. Now when we come here, I'll refresh. And then now, when I click read more, it jumps me right down here. So it gives somebody the opportunity to have this nice, huge, long page, but to give your visitor the opportunity to just go right to the text if they want to read instead of looking at houses right away. So this is kind of what I'd hoped to accomplish with the landing page. Obviously the heading looks a little funny here. It shouldn't be, but I'll look at that. But it's supposed to be nice, big and bold to let your audience know what they're looking at. A brief, quick description that's relevant to the page, explaining what about the area, and then the option to go down further if they want to keep reading. But you don't want to throw all that stuff at them first. You want them to be able to see that there's houses to look at immediately, because there's a large group of your potential leads. They don't want to read this stuff. They don't want to get into it. They want to just look at houses. So by creating a page like this, you're kind of catering to all of those groups by giving them the option, to do these things. So if you got this far, you've got yourself a nice landing page, and you'll be able to duplicate this, not just with College Park, but any of your areas you want to cover. And just keep at it, and you'll have tons of them before you know it.